For more insight, let's bring in Daniel Turner, founder and executive director of Power the Future. Daniel, I'm glad that we booked you today because I think it's important that you help us out by giving our viewers just a basic understanding of where we are and how we got here when it comes to oil, ownership, also those sticky relationships internationally when it comes to this specific industry. Obviously, Mills just sort of laid it out, but can you start by just explaining why oil reserves in Venezuela are such a huge interest for the United States? And on top of that, why the president believes we're entitled to it?
Yeah, I think, the expression money makes the world go round is incorrect. It's oil that makes the world go round. And when you look at some of the world's worst actors, what launches their ability to wreak havoc, whether it's Russia invading Ukraine, Iran fomenting terrorism, it's oil. Where America is fortunate that we have tremendous oil reserves, but a lot of the world's worst countries or worst and most aggressive actors also have a lot of oil reserves. And so when you think of Venezuela, the world's largest petroleum reserves, proven assets, who is their number one customer? Is communist China. Well, if you're China right now, if you're Xi Jinping, you've got to be really nervous because are you going to get your oil imports? China doesn't have a domestic oil supply. So they rely on a lot of these bad actors. I mentioned Iran, I mentioned Venezuela and Russia. So I think the squeeze on oil isn't necessarily for American assets as much as it is harming America's enemies. And I think that's a really genius strategic move by the president.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. And let's keep that pie chart up, folks, in the control room so our people can see that, because China takes 41% of that oil. The United States gets 35%. So I wonder what the implications are for China at large. Does that U.S. control of Venezuelan oil put China in a tough spot now? And what could that actually mean for U.S.-China relations moving forward?
Absolutely. I mean, unlike the United States, China needs to import almost 100% of its oil. And they have the world's largest manufacturing sector for a reason. It's because we've shipped a lot of it there. But you need oil to run those factories. You need oil to transport those goods across the Pacific. And without a domestic supply, they are reliant on their relations with other countries. And if Venezuela is off the table, China is now in a pinch. I think the same with putting the sanctions back on Iran. I think the president is very quietly tightening his grip on communist China without even mentioning him by name. He talks about his great respect for the country, his great relationship with Chairman Xi, but a lot of his actions have put China in a really precarious situation, and they are America's number one geopolitical threat and adversary. So I think the president is doing a really strategic thing vis-a-vis oil, but it's all aimed at communist China.
Yeah, it's interesting to think that this is all just a game of chess when everyone else is playing checkers. Let's talk a little bit about what the president actually plans to do, right? He says he's going to fix Venezuela's broken oil infrastructure. What does that actually look like? What would the United States or these oil companies be actually doing?
Well, he said something interesting. He said that American companies would invest their own money and then reimburse themselves. And I think if you're President Trump and you're part of this America First movement, you look at the last 100 years of what America has done worldwide and how, as a result, we've gotten really our teeth kicked in. You look at the Panama Canal, which was then removed from America and given back, and now communist China used to control until President Trump took over. You look at the oil industry we built in Venezuela and in the Middle East. Heck, we worked with the czar to build his royal oil industry, and then the communists took that. So America has built a lot of the world's industry, and that's been weaponized against us. So there's a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, which I got to tell you, I love. We're sick and tired of helping the world, being told to come to their aid and their rescue, but then the assets that America puts out there are used against us. So if American oil companies go in and rebuild, that will be great for Venezuela and their long-term prosperity. But I like the fact that we're putting America first, right, and we're doing it on foreign soil.
Daniel, I always want to bring this conversation back towards the average American. Every one of us that's watching, seeing what's happening in Venezuela, also our conversation that we're having right now about oil and this energy industry. How do you think this might impact gas prices for everyone out there? We're seeing these numbers steadily drop. Is that still going to be the case, or will this actually lead to some influx and instability?
That's a great question, and I wish we could do this like 20 minutes later because oil markets open at 6 p.m. Eastern. Right. Worldwide, I'm curious to see what happens. The futures markets are pretty much unchanged, but I think this is reflecting the dominance of American domestic production. Oil markets don't seem to be too worried because there's a lot of optimism in America's production and worldwide production. And that's good for American consumers, right? A lot of the high prices of goods we're still paying is built into 3 and 4 years of high oil prices. If oil prices remain low and continue in this direction, prices of goods will come down. It's going to take a little bit of time, but they will come down. We're seeing it with gas, and we'll start to see it with consumer goods as this year begins to unfoil.
Yeah, fascinating conversation with Daniel Turner. Thank you very much for your time and for your expertise today.
You got it. Thank you.
All right, Elon Musk